This is the plaintiff, Thomas Weisinger. He says he went to the home of his coworker to give her a ride to the dentist and was attacked by her boyfriend. That's right, out of nowhere, this raging bull of a guy jumps him, punches him, and breaks his leg. He also attacked his car and ended up losing his job. He never did anything to the crazy guy. Still doesn't know why he beat him up. But he's owed $5,000 for all he's out. This is the defendant, Devontae Cummings. He says he and the plaintiff had some words outside his former girlfriend's house, and the plaintiff pushed him. He defended himself by punching the guy one time, and he fell over a fire hydrant and broke his leg. When the cops came, they realized the plaintiff had an outstanding warrant, but because the plaintiff was the so-called victim, they arrested him. Bottom line, all he did was defend himself, so he owes nothing. He's accused of going berserk.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant attacked him fiercely. It appears to be over the defendant's girlfriend. The plaintiff's leg was severely broken and he ended up losing his job. But the defendant says the plaintiff broke his leg by falling over a fire hydrant. So it's not his problem. It's the case of leg, a lawsuit.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, man.
Thomas Weisinger?
Yes.
You are suing Devontae Cummings for $5,000. You say you're actually out $7,000 something. Because according to you, he assaulted you. Tell me what happened.
I was called by a co-worker to take her to the dentist. Her face was swollen. I took her to the dentist at 8:50 in the morning. I was going to work at 11. I took her to the dentist. She got a phone call. I brought her back to the house.
She got a phone call? What does that mean?
Someone had called her saying something's wrong with her house. That's all I had.
So she left. So you left the dentist? Like she didn't get to see her dentist?
Nope, didn't get to see her dentist. As soon as I got her there, she got a phone call. I took her right back to the house.
Okay. And who is this girl to you?
I was just a co-worker. I worked with her at a previous job.
Okay.
I dropped her off. She came out the house crying and screaming. Someone tore her house up, broke in. I looked inside, said, okay, sorry. I came back out, going to the car. I'm on the corner here. Her house is on the corner. Car passed by. This gentleman here, he came out the car. He said, maybe a couple words to me. He said something about he was the one that was calling me and stuff like that.
What do you mean he'd been calling you?
He had previously stalked me out pretty much. He knew about me. He knew my car. He knew my license plate. He had my phone number. He told me where
Why is this happening? What are you not telling me? Are you stepping out with his girlfriend and that's why he was calling you, or he thought you were, or whatever?
He thought I was messing with his girlfriend.
Were you?
No, I was not.
Okay, go on.
It was at a previous job. I dropped her off. I come back to the corner. He hops out the car. He says what he had did. And
he says to you what again?
He says, I'm the one that been calling you, giving you the threats.
Okay.
And then he strikes me. I fall across a fire hydrant. My leg got bruised and torn one side. Basically, it broke my leg. Broke it. I have plates on the side and in the front of my leg. I'm going to physical therapy twice a week to try to get the back side of my muscles back to form. They say it looks good, but the leg is broken. I'll be out.
Do you have your medical records?
Yes, I do.
Were there any witnesses?
There was a construction crew there, but they didn't really acknowledge it. And
what about the girl?
She was the only other one that saw was there at this time.
And where is she today?
She stopped talking to me. It was just nothing but text message. How you doing today? How's your leg doing? That's all I heard from this girl ever since that event occurred.
What happened?
Your Honor, one morning I woke up. My girlfriend was leaving the house. Whatever, I asked her where she was going. She said the dentist. I believe a week prior to that incident or whatever, I seen her at her mom's house or whatever, and he was picking her up to drop her off. They're so-called friends. But when I asked him to leave my house or whatever, he didn't leave.
Wait, so, this time? We're talking about this time?
This time that
you asked him at 8 something in the morning to leave your house.
And
first of all, I don't understand. Your girlfriend was at the dentist and she gets a call that something's wrong at home. What was wrong at home?
Nothing was wrong at home.
Did you call her and tell her to come home?
Yeah, I told her to come get her stuff. I put her stuff by the door. That was what was wrong.
Oh, because what? Because she was leaving with him?
Yeah, I didn't know who this guy was.
Listen.
And then when he came to my house, I asked him to leave. He said no and said something else, so I go in the house. I called the police.
You asked him to leave where? Where was he?
Leave from my house.
He was in front of my door. Inside the house?
No, he was right on my doorstep. And then after that, I went in the house, whatever. I called the officers. or whatever. And I was like, there's this guy in front of my house harassing me, gave him the license plate and stuff. They didn't come. They put me on hold. I guess they was on the phone with him, or whatever, because I hit him one time, and he tripped over a fire hydrant and said his leg was broke.
Is there a fire hydrant on your stoop?
No.
How does he trip over a fire hydrant when you hit him if he's on your stoop? Like, I don't understand you see, he's not there. He's on the street when you hit him, because if he falls over a fire hydrant, he's on the street when you hit him, because that's where a fire hydrant is, in the
right
street.
in front of my house.
Yeah, I know, in front of your house. Well, I know it's your zip code, but he's on the street, not at your door. And you hit him once, and he falls.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your defense?
That I shouldn't get sued for $5,000 because I have nothing to do with his car.
Well, you hit him, and he went and ended up in the hospital with a plate in his leg.
That's not my fault, Your Honor.
It's not your fault. It's the fire hydrant's fault. Whose fault is it if it's not yours? You just told me you hit him.
It's not my fault. He couldn't pay for his car. The day that I got arrested, my arresting officer said he had a warrant out for his arrest for not paying the bank money for his car. I don't have nothing to do with him.
Well, he has a bizarre theory of, like, we'll talk about damages later. Let's talk about liability first. There's two parts to any lawsuit. The first one is, he did me wrong, Judge. And then the next one is, and so he must pay me X. I'll get to and so he must pay me X in a second. I'm still dwelling on he did me wrong. If not you, then who? You punch a guy out because you were angry because you thought he was stepping out with your girlfriend, which maybe he was. So you punched him out. But how would you not be responsible for damages? You'd be responsible for some damages for something, because you punched him out, falls over a hydrant, and he ends up with plates in his legs.
His leg was broke prior to that.
Oh, it was? How do you know?
They said it in the courtroom.
Okay, tell me about that.
I was playing a sport there 9 years ago, and I did fall on a blacktop, and my patella tendon was torn.
Okay. All right. There is a concept in the law known as the eggshell plaintiff. Okay. What that means is, really, you take your plaintiff as you find him. If you choose to hit a guy who has a complicated patella, that's your problem. You don't get to say, it was all I got to beat him up because all his damages, that's not all my fault because it was broken before. You don't get to say that. We don't want people saying, because here's the deal. We don't want people hitting people, okay? What you needed to do was throw her out, and that's that, and move on with your life. You didn't need to hit him.
So, would you punch the third person if you found out that your boyfriend or girlfriend were cheating with that person?
Probably if I caught him in the act.
Oh, you would hit him?
Oh, yeah, probably.
So the anger is directed toward him and not your girlfriend? Yeah, think about that one.
Really pissed about her.
Okay, think about that one. What do you think?
I wouldn't hit anyone. I would probably just walk away, post a really bad...
Okay, that's wise. What do you think?
I wouldn't hit the other person either, just because you don't know what the other person knows. You don't know if they know you exist,
Fair point. Good point. Going inside the courtroom.
Give me your medical records, please. All of your medical records. This is it? This is all you brought?
That was, yes. I have a medical bill here, sorry, but that's all my records from the hospital.
I'm sorry, what's your defense? Do you have a defense?
No.
Nope.
Just that I'm not guilty.
Why are you not guilty?
Because I don't have nothing to do with his car. Or his money not being paid to the bank.
What you're suing for is you're suing for $6,500 that you say you owe to the bank for your Kia, which you weren't able to pay for because you weren't able to work because he hit you.
That is correct.
Okay. You don't get that.
Okay.
Okay. So in other words, if you live a life where you have no savings for a rainy day, that is your option. But what the defendant would be liable for are those damages that are foreseeable by having beat you up.
Okay.
In other words, that you'll go to the hospital, that you'll be out of work, and that it will hurt. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay.
So you're right, he doesn't get to have you pay for his car. Now let's talk about the three things that matter. That he went to the hospital, that he was out of work, and that it hurt. What's your defense to that? I'm curious because in your answer to the lawsuit, you said he pushed you. And you haven't said that once in this entire trial because you pretty much made that up in the answer to the lawsuit, right? Come clean.
No.
Now's the time.
No.
No? Oh, well then how come you never mentioned that in all this time?
It's a lot of stuff that hasn't been mentioned that I was getting accused for, just like it hasn't been
Very
mentioned.
simple. I've asked you 100 times what your defense is, and your answer is just that I'm not guilty. Yeah, I have nothing to do with his car. Oh, by the way, speaking of just that you're not guilty, you pled guilty, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what my lawyer asked me to do instead of being incarcerated.
Did your lawyer tell you that that's something that can be used against you in a court of law later, too? When somebody sues you civilly?
No.
Oh. What did you think would happen if you pled guilty to this charge and he was going to sue you for his damages?
That I would have had to pay them fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. Well, that's good. That wraps it up in a nice, tight little bow. All right, folks, where's the girl? Where's the girl? She dumped you?
No.
What happened?
I let her go.
That day?
Yeah, I was incarcerated, had to bail out. What am I going to stay with
You
her
never
for?
talked to her again?
No.
Ever? Like,
No.
how long had you dated her?
3.5 years.
Oh, my goodness. Neither one of you ever talked to her again. Is she hot? I mean, I hope she's hot. I hope she was worth all the heartache that she ended up giving both of you.
Nope.
Okay, folks. You're claiming the value of a ring. What happened to the ring?
When I fell off the fire hydrant, it's in the grass. I fell down the hill. There's a sewer system right there. I dropped my ring. My ring came off. I have a blood pressure. My ring, it fluctuates. My finger fluctuates. It gets bigger or smaller. So it fell off this time. I hit the ground. I heard ka-tink tink, but I'm worried about getting back up. I didn't see where he was at. I'm getting back up. I heard it. Fell. I get back up. My leg gave away. And I got up in the car and I'm leaning. I'm looking for my keys. I can't find nothing. He comes back out this second time and he says something. He went back in there. He comes out the third time. That's when he smacks me. I have glasses on. I got some $250 Devani Galana glasses and he smacks them off. He says, give me those. And he stomps on me right in front of me. He walks back again. This time he sees my keys. He picks the keys up. He says, I should keep these. And he walks and he turns around. He comes within 4 feet of me. He throws me my keys. So now I have my keys. And I'm thinking about where my ring was at now. I lost my keys and I got my ring back. Got my keys back. So that's where I lost my ring on the sewer system when I fell. There's a little.
Okay, I got it. And then the hospital bills were covered by insurance except for $452?
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Cummings, I hope it felt good because it's going to cost you. I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case. For the hospital bills, I guess the ring and the sunglasses, although this is all this is what we call a little rough justice, and certainly pain and suffering as a result of what happened in the amount of $2,500 verdict for the plaintiff. Pay the man.
Both sides, hold on, please.
Okay, chance to talk to the defendant coming out after this case. What's your feeling on the verdict? You see he collected $2,500 because of your actions.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. All right, go back to the moment. Do you regret any of your actions there? If you had it to do over, would you hold back?
I don't know. Just probably would have left.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right around the corner this way. And so he sued for $5,000 and he's awarded $2,500. What's your reaction to this?
It's not exactly. I think it's fair. I mean, somewhat fair. It's better to get half a loaf of some of your bread back that you lost than nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. How's it like?
Oh, it aches when it rains, but otherwise it's getting a lot better.
Is it going to rain?
I hope. No, don't feel it.
No, okay. Harvey?
By the way, the defendant pled guilty, which makes it a slam dunk in a civil suit because in a criminal case, you prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The standard in a civil case is way lower, so you don't have a prayer if you plead guilty. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.